Hello, Kurt Jackson, Retirement Income Strategist with KJ Financial here with this week's installment of Your Money Matters. People always ask why I do things differently, why I go against tradition. And I found a book over the weekend that I really liked, and it's called Confessions of a Former Typical Financial Planner. I'm going to share some excerpts from it. I'm going to kind of give you her overview of why she decided to change and get away from being a traditional financial planner. It says, two decades ago, I left typical financial planning. I had come into it with high expectations. I succeeded tremendously in a short period of time, and I left because I was having a crisis of confidence. I had prepared long and hard, earning my CFP, my Series 7, and my Series 65 licenses. I had built a client base doing all the things I'd learned from financial planners in my office. And then I abandoned the typical financial advice that I had been doling out. Even calling clients to let them know the advice I had given them was mistaken. I left my office and I left my CFP designation, let it expire. Why? Because I no longer felt that typical financial planning advice allowed me to do what was best for my clients. Now that's what I found too when I did all my research. Because remember, when I started down this path, I was doing mortgages. I wasn't even in financial planning. But through all my research, I found a lot of the things that this lady found. She said, I had come to believe that what we were telling clients was misleading at best and at worst, flat out wrong. Okay? To give you a peek behind the curtain, let me tell you what it's like in a typical financial planning office. Clients would come in with questions. How much do I need to save? Where should I invest? Will I have enough money to last? And then in turn, we ask them questions. When do you want to retire? What kind of income and lifestyle do you want? What's your risk tolerance? And 20 more questions. And the clients really had no way of knowing how to accurately answer them from where they sat. However, we didn't ask them to anticipate huge stock market losses, a divorce, or spells of unwanted unemployment. First, the client would guess when they might want to retire, how much they would save, and so on. Then as advisors, we would make guesses and assumptions about how much their investment might earn and what future costs and taxes and inflation might be. Next, we'd plug all of our guesstimates into a computer using the firm's impressive number-crunching graph-generating software. We'd create impressive full-color illustrations and deliver their financial plan to them in a beautiful binder. The people who received them felt reassured that they were on track. Okay? They'd thank us, they'd start writing checks, and the boss would congratulate us. But it was pure guesswork, theirs and mine. It was an insane system, all based on enormous assumptions. The questions and answers helped us build a relationship and create trust with the client. But did we deserve their trust? It's absurd to imagine we could actually predict their future income, along with taxes, inflation, their children's college plans, and the market. When do assumptions hold true for 25, 30, 40 years or more? Who hasn't had their best laid plans disrupted by the realities that they didn't see coming? Often a bit nervous about the future, most clients were relieved to get advice and followed recommendations willingly. Even the recommendations, when they consisted mostly of putting money in the stock market every month and hoping it all works out. But inside, I knew I couldn't guarantee their financial success anymore than I could guarantee the weather. I knew we were giving people false hopes and telling them things we had no business telling them, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I get it. I wish more financial planners would wake up to this fact. And she goes on further to say that your banker and your financial planner will never tell you this information. They probably don't even know it or understand it to begin with. And let's be honest, most people doing financial planning are essentially salespeople. Financial planners may be well educated and they may have letters after their names. I know, I was, and I did. They may even charge a fee for advice. Well, everybody's got to get paid somehow, right? But they're operating from a skewed, limited perspective, which is what I had to come to terms with. I came to realize that I was just well taught to believe in and not question the products and strategies that I was selling, and I was not taught that there were other options, better options. I had to go searching, but when I did, I discovered those better options. They were the principles and the strategies that have helped people build sustainable wealth for many decades, even centuries, long before financial planning even existed. And that's kind of where she goes into, and really, folks, that's she did a great job of really summarizing why I end up getting into the area that I'm in. I end up it takes more time when I talk with clients, because they're expecting that traditional financial planning model, that they have to be in the market. You don't have to be in the market to be successful. That I need to defer I need to take before tax money, let those taxes, let that grow, and those taxes defer, and then I'll pay taxes in retirement when I'm in a much lower tax bracket. That's just not true unless you fail miserably at saving for retirement. Now, I guess the good news out of it is when you follow traditional financial planning, chances are you're going to fail miserably, and you will be in that lower tax bracket. But is that what you really want? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't want to lose money. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't want to unnecessarily pay taxes. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't want to run out of money in retirement. Maybe I'm the only one that wants to get more income from less money. Maybe I'm the only one that wants my money to do more than one thing for me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. You tell me. So hey, I'm gonna. I think what I was gonna do, I had some other things planned, but I really like this. I think I'm gonna try to pull excerpts out of her stuff over the next several weeks and kind of show you maybe a little bit more in depth from a financial planner's perspective. I was never a financial planner, certified financial planner or anything like that. People always ask me if I'm going to get that designation. I'm like, why would I want to try to go into the brainwashing that is traditional financial planning, that's based on things that aren't true, that aren't accurate. So you'll never find me get my CFP designation. Now, I'm going to have to get licensed. It's not the way the industry is going. I'm going to end up having to get licensed to do investments, because right now I'm not. I'm just life and health insurance license. So I'm going to end up getting probably my Series 65. Because I have to, in order to talk to people about, if they have funds in the stock market, since I'm not licensed there, I can't recommend them to move that. And there's always going to be some people that are going to want to have some money in the market. And I think there's some ways that we might be able to minimize that potential downfall while trying to maximize some gains. But I certainly wouldn't want money that I'm depending on in retirement to be there. Maybe that's my play money that I'm trying to build. I've got everything else paid for. Maybe I'm trying to buy a big boat or something, or maybe do an extensive amount of traveling in retirement, and that's so I may want to have my money somewhere like that to try to get big boosts in it if I can. Where if it doesn't happen, okay, I just don't get to do that traveling. But if it does happen, then I get to. I hope that makes sense. So hey, I want to thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned for the coming weeks when we get into more detail on this. And if you like what you heard here, please tell your friends, your family, your colleagues at work about it. Have them tune in. We try to put this out on Wednesday of every week. I do have some kids stuff coming up here, so we'll probably have a couple weeks where I'm not doing that. It's tough to get these done and do all the things with the kids, especially I think it's the second full week in July. I'm gone all week to Des Moines with Jordan for her World Series softball. So I'm sure I won't have anything that week, but we'll try to get them out most weeks. And by all means, if you have any questions, you can contact me. Contact information is going to be up there on the screen. So thanks for tuning in. If you found value in these, please share the link and let your friends know to tune in. Hey, I got actually a short one. I'm going to be less than 10 minutes in this week. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you all have a great week.